I used to be an incredible worrier. If there was something that I wasn't sure how it would work out, I would just worry through every possible scenario. So I wasn't raised in a very religious home. We would go to church every now and then, but my parents didn't feel a strong connection to God, and so I didn't understand how to connect with God, how to hear anything from Him or understand Him. I was really skeptical of Christianity. I didn't understand how people could be so dedicated to something that was so abstract. Chip and I have friends who attended The Point, and they'd been going about a year, and they were really excited about it. And Danielle was telling me about The Point at the same time Justin was talking to Chip about it, and so we just decided to give it a try. We went to The Point, and I was so nervous that people would know we were visitors. So when we saw the sign that said "Turn on your flashers for first-time guests," I told Chip, "Just drive, just park somewhere. Don't turn on your flashers." We were nervous about stopping by the first-time guest tent or the connection point. We just wanted to sort of slip in and out without anybody noticing us. The first thing I started to experience when we came to The Point was that I felt so uplifted after the messages, and it was so energizing that I really started to look forward to coming back. And I didn't even realize that people could look forward to going to church. I just had always thought it was an obligation. So we just wanted to keep coming, so we kept coming and hearing more and more messages that made us feel so hopeful about life, and like we weren't alone in the challenges that we were facing. When Pastor Gabe had this series on being in a valley, I felt like I was in a valley in some aspects of my life, and that message helped me know that there was hope, and I would come out of that valley. So we were having a challenge in our family, and being able to pray with the prayer team about it, and feel like we weren't alone, that God was supporting us, and God was going to bring us out of our valley and to a place where we could really thrive, was one of the main messages that I got that made me start to think about God with my heart and not with my head. We would hear the prayer after the sermon every week, and after a few months I told Chip, I'm gonna have to say that prayer. And he confessed that he'd been praying for that, and so then one just average Sunday at the end of the sermon, he held my hand, and I prayed that prayer, and I meant it. I just turned over to God the issue I've been struggling with, and things in my life that were challenging didn't feel overwhelming anymore. I didn't feel like I was alone in any struggles I was dealing with, and I felt so much peace, feeling like God had a plan for me. And one day I said to Chip, when we were watching the baptism videos, I'm gonna have to do that. And so we decided I would do it on Easter Sunday, because it's such a special day, and I was incredibly nervous. And if you had told me a year ago that I was going to get baptized in a hot tub in the parking lot of a high school, I would have told you were ridiculous. But I did it, and it was an amazing experience, and my life is so different in so many ways. And now I don't feel the need to worry about every little thing anymore, because as long as I'm being obedient and following Christ, things work out. And sometimes they work out in ways that in an even better scenario than I could have imagined. So I'm very excited about The Point's future home. I'm sure it's going to be beautiful, but Monticello High School will always have a special place in my heart, and especially that seat in the back left of the auditorium where I was sitting when I prayed the salvation prayer and really meant it.